over here.
What up is YouTube? What they do, Caniacs? This is Calhoun's Fingernail episode 19, featuring a review of the Miami Hurricanes' victory over the bitch-made pocketbook boys from Tallahassee. It was a great hard-fought game as usual. When these two teams meet, they tend to do the epic nature of this rivalry's history justice, and October 6, 2018 was no different. The final score, if you remember, was a tally of Miami 28 to Florida State's 27. And while my personal appetite for blood was far from satisfied with a 1-point win over a team we technically should have blown out, I could tell you from experience that being on the losing end of a 1-point game hurts your feelings a whole lot more than being blown out. So as a Miami fan, I'm happy we was able to do that to Florida State in the fashion that it happened. As I said in the preview, I was in attendance for the game and I was able to hit up a tailgate or two, including the one hosted by Game Day Tailgate Experience. Shout out to them. They threw a hell of a party, and I was even able to meet and talk to and get a picture of one of my favorite Hurricanes of all time, in legendary running back Willis McGahee. I'll throw up a few pictures and footage up at the end of the video, but yeah, back to the game review. I don't know who won the coin toss, but the game started with the ball in Miami's possession, and on our first drive we went 3 and out, and Florida State's ensuing offensive drive went right down the field for a touchdown. So that was already with the flow of the game going against us, as we were behind early on the scoreboard. We knew it would be FSU's ball coming out after halftime. We did, however, tie the game back up at 7, following several good back and forth defensive drives that stifled either offense or being able to put up points. Both teams' offensive lines were seemingly getting their asses kicked by the opposing team's defensive front. And anybody who knows football knows offense will only go as far as the offensive line take it. So it became a battle of field position and special teams, and for the remainder of the first half, Florida State won both of those battles soundly. And even this offensive line seemed to start finding answers before Miami's did. And several attempts that reeked of desperation by Miami's offense to not put the whole game on the defense or allow them to be worn out in the first half. Miami made multiple 4th down attempts. Anytime the field position dictated it was somewhat safe to do. Some of them paid off and some didn't. Another crucial factor in the first half was the fact that FSU's defense forced a turnover to bring out the pocketbook, while the turnover chain had yet to see the light of day. It came on a well-timed swap by, I believe it was FSU defensive end Brian Burns, who really had a hell of a day abusing either of our offensive tackles from whichever side he decided to line up on. This time he came in from the left, right around offensive tackle Tyree St. Louis for what we'll call a strip sack forced fumble that was recovered by Florida State, setting them up once again in good field position, after which our defense did everything it could to hold FSU to 3 instead of 7. After that, time was running out in the second quarter as the Hurricanes' ensuing offensive drive would go 3 and out, with the punt team allowing a very good return yet again, setting FSU up with ideal field position, and this time they capitalized on it, scoring a touchdown, making it a 2-possession game. Miami, desperate to close the gap before halftime, would lead a drive that crossed over into FSU territory around midfield, then attempted to convert on a 4th down that saw N'Kosi Perry's pass fall incomplete. And with 36 seconds left, FSU's offense was back on the field, and the clock hit 0 with FSU's kicker Ricky Aguayo booming a 53-yard field goal comfortably through the uprights with plenty of room to spare. The score at this point was 20-7 in favor of Florida State. As bad as things looked and felt, that's only a 13-point deficit. We were really still in this. But as stated before, the second half would begin with FSU getting the ball back again. Thankfully, Miami's defense made quick work of that. Third quarter opener drive, they went 3 and out, totaling 1 yard of progress, a foreshadowing of the type of domination we would see from the defensive side of the ball in the second half. The offense then came out and looked even worse, actually moving the ball backwards as FSU defensive lineman Brian Burns and Marvin Wilson both registered a sack apiece, with the run for no gain by Miami running back Travis Homer sandwiched between those plays. Miami's offense went 3 and out, totaling a negative 13 yards of progress. The ensuing 4th down punt was returned 74 yards by FSU punt returner DJ Matthews for a Seminole touchdown right up the sideline, where it appeared he stepped out of bounds, but referees decided that he hadn't. Miami's defense could do nothing about FSU scoring against the so far lackluster Miami special teams unit, but I'm happy to say that the early third quarter touchdown was the last time FSU would score at all, as the remainder of the second half will see multiple appearances by the famous turnover chain, several dimes thrown by quarterback N'Kosi Perry, and a handful of what will be considered classic moments in the rivalry, like wide receiver Lawrence Cage bodying smaller FSU defensive back Asante Samuels Jr., hauling in the live pass on the side of the end zone for a touchdown on a fourth down right after the previous third down, where the same play was ran and attempted, but Samuels had broken the pass up. In addition to a violent run up the middle by Miami running back Travis Homer, where he completely decleated FSU DB A.J. Westbrook and ran through loudmouth FSU linebacker Dontavius Jackson, as well as a 73-yard early fourth quarter drive capped by a 41-yard freshman-to-freshman connection between N'Kosi Perry and Brevin Jordan that went for the go-ahead and eventual game-winning touchdown. Oh yeah, though, have I said yet Jared Willis is a beast? If not, I apologize, because this should be impossible for me to do a game review this season without saying that Jared Willis is a beast. Is week in, week out, he continuously gives us the kind of effort we wish we could duplicate in the lab somewhere and clone him 5 or 6 times. So let me say it again one more time. Jared Willis is a beast. Also, big shout out to Soldier Redwine, who came in on the blitz, coming off the right side, coupled with, I think it was Mari Carter, who got picked up by FSU running back Cam Akers' pass blocking efforts, but that wasn't enough to stop Redwine from knocking the snot out of FSU quarterback DeAndre Francois, forcing a fumble, and not only bringing the turnover chain out for the first time of the game, but set Miami's offense up well inside the red zone going in. For most, it was at that point that it felt like Miami was going to go ahead and win this game. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention and shout out the play made by Miami linebacker Michael Pittman, who put his film study and play recognition instincts to use, being able to diagnose a tight end screen pass that FSU had run earlier in the game to successfully convert a third and long, but not this time. Before the ball was even thrown, Pittman took off to where he knew it was going and got there to haul in a huge interception, which helped keep the momentum of the game going in Miami's direction when we needed it most. And from then on, we did enough to seal the deal and get a much desired win. That'll just about conclude this episode of Calhoun's Fingernail, and like I always say, hands raised, thumbs connected. That's how we throw it to you around here. Caniac Chris signing out. Let go Canes.
FSU, 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 we that you, we that you, we that you, we that you. We that you, we that you, FSU, 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 we that you, 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 we that you. Ton of a purse. What the hell is y'all doing? Trying to copy that you swag, now the whole thing they got ruined. No, it ain't Louis, no, it ain't Coach, no, it ain't Gucci, no, it ain't Coach. Give me that swag, you know it ain't yours. Please, Coach Wilson, don't do it no more. We rockin' $100,000 chain, straight from AJ. World love to hate us, we ain't trippin'. It's the Kane way. Orange and green everywhere you see it. That's that Kane game. We family, but you won't understand it, cause it's the Kane thing. They say solo, please go get them, so I got them. I say copy that. Losing all they juice, I think they wish. Crack y'all like crab legs. Wide left or wide right. Seminoles ain't my type. We see y'all ain't no plan. Say this to them nose fans. FSU, 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 we that you. Get the fuck out of here!
Liberty City niggas, Carol City niggas, Seminoles niggas.
Great game, guys. Exercise of fucking demons. I'm out. Later, buddy.
Let's go, James!
Winwood niggas, Richmond Heights, Ryan, Randy niggas, Homestead niggas.